Warren Buffett makes $800 million on the first day Snowflake went public. I know the guy is good and knows how to make money, but come on! Don't make it look so easy. Who else can make almost $1 billion in a day? Oh, maybe that guy, Elon Musk? First we'll cover Snowflake going public and how Warren Buffett made almost $1 billion in one day. Then we'll see how much growth potential does Snowflake has from now on. And then a few other thoughts at the end and the other guy who made $12 billion on Snowflake. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your due diligence before investing. Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehousing startup that was founded in 2012. Snowflake was originally going to go public at $75 per share, but once Warren Buffett and other big fish started eyeballing it, it went public yesterday at $120 per share, but that was at 9:30 a.m. At 4 o'clock at the end of the day yesterday, the shares were up to $250.93 per share. This is insane, 112% stock growth on the first day it went public. Going public just means it is now tradable on the stock market. As you see, it is a line shooting straight up. If you enjoy finance content or if you would like to make 112% profit in one day, all you need to do is drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell and share this video with a friend. You help the channel grow and you get my next video completely free of charge. This is what I found on CNBC News. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway just made a fast $800 million on Snowflake's surging IPO. Berkshire Hathaway just made about $800 million off of Snowflake's market debut despite Warren Buffett's aversion to IPOs. It's widely speculated that Buffett lieutenants Todd Combs and Ted Weschler orchestrated the Snowflake bet. The legendary value investor hasn't invested in a newly public company since the Ford IPO in 1956. Warren Buffett, the man who pioneered buy and hold investing, just made quite a few billion bucks from a type of investment he once mocked. Berkshire Hathaway bought $250 million worth of Snowflake stock at the IPO price and an additional 4.04 million shares from another stockholder at the debut price. Shares of Snowflake surged 111% to about $253.93 at its market debut on Wednesday, pushing Berkshire's stake to about $1.55 billion from around $730 million based on the IPO pricing of $120 a piece. That's a more than $800 million paper profit on day one. At Snowflake's session high of $319, Berkshire's one-day take would top $1 billion. Still, the Snowflake investment is particularly out of character for the Oracle of Omaha, who has been vocal about his distaste for buying companies around their market debut. The legendary value investor hasn't invested in a newly public US company since the Ford IPO back in 1956. It's widely speculated that Buffett lieutenants Todd Combs and Ted Weschler orchestrated the Snowflake bet. Buffett has a long history of avoiding new stock offerings. In a 2019 CNBC interview, when asked if he planned to buy the highly anticipated Uber IPO, Buffett replied, "In 54 years, I don't think Berkshire has ever bought a new issue." The idea of saying the best place in the world one could put my money is something where all the selling incentives are there, commissions are higher, the animal spirits are rising, and that's going to better than 1,000 other things I could buy where there is no similar enthusiasm. Just doesn't make any sense, he added. Buffett previously said investors are often buying into an IPO because of the hype involved with them and because they want to catch up with others getting rich. And that's not a sound basis for an investment. During a 2012 annual shareholder meeting, the billionaire investor said he tried to stay away from public market newcomers. I mean, the idea that somebody is bringing something to market today, a seller who has a choice of when to come to market, and that security where there's going to be a lot of hoopla connected with it, is going to be the single cheapest thing to buy out of thousands and thousands and thousands of business in the world is nonsense, Buffett said then. People win lotteries every day. The longtime value investor only ditched his annual aversion to technology stocks in recent years under the influence of his lieutenants, Berkshire's massive Apple stake, now accounting for about 40% of its equity portfolio, played a crucial role in helping the conglomerate weather the coronavirus crisis this year. The move to invest in Snowflake could be Berkshire's attempt to get in on the next tech darling after missing out on the industry's explosive growth for years and years. The Renaissance IPO ETF, which tracks newly public companies, is up nearly 60% this year after a rough first half of 2020 due to the COVID-19. The ETF returned nearly 35% in 2019, beating the broader market. Lyft, Peloton, Beyond Meat, Smile Direct Club, and Zoom all went public on the Nasdaq in 2019. Uber, Pinterest, Chewy, and Levi Strauss went public on the NYSE last year. At Berkshire's 2016 annual meeting, Buffett compared IPO investing to buying lotteries. You don't have to really worry about what's really going on in IPOs. People win lotteries every day, he said then. It's not lost on venture capital firm Sutter Hill Ventures founding investor in Snowflake that this is the first IPO Buffett has chose in more than half a century. Warren Buffett is the greatest investor on the planet, and we are humbled by the fact that Berkshire is making bet on Snowflake. We are going to work hard to make you worth the bet. Sutter Hill Managing Director Mike Spicer said on CNBC's halftime report on Wednesday. Do you think making $800 million in one day is normal? Drop your thoughts, comments and ideas in the comments section down below. I read and reply to all comments. It kind of seems you already paid off over 100% profit on day one, almost $1 billion on day one. So maybe day two, $2 billion, or maybe it's a bad day and he makes $500 million. By the way, I'll take $500 million on a bad day anytime. My next question was, what will happen to Snowflake from here? Is day two too late to invest on it? I found on markets.business.com, Markets Insider, Snowflake's stock can double from here if the cloud data platform outshines top rival Oracle, strategist says. Snowflake's stock could double from current levels if it outperforms its biggest enterprise data rival Oracle, a chief investment strategist told CNBC on Thursday. California-based Oracle provides on-premise data warehousing, whereas Snowflake offers off-premise data storage. King Lip of Baker Avenue Asset Management pointed out, cloud computing services or off-premise data are gaining more popularity due to the higher flexibility in use of remote resources, saving organizations the cost of servers and other equipment. Snowflake's share could double from here as long as it continues to perform well and outdo Oracle, Lip said. Shares closed 111% higher at $254 on Wednesday. Snowflake's shares could double from here as long as it continues to perform well and outdo its biggest rival Oracle. King Lip, chief strategist at Baker Avenue Asset Management, told CNBC on Thursday. Cloud company Snowflake exploded as high as 165% in its public market debut on Wednesday after raising $3.4 billion in the largest ever software IPO that even managed to draw in legendary investor Warren Buffett. Enthusiasm around Snowflake's listing indicates that risk appetite for companies that are offering shares to the public for the first time remains high, despite an unpredictable market environment, Lip said. He pointed out that Oracle, one of Snowflake's biggest rivals, provides on-premise data warehousing in which a group of servers are privately owned and controlled within the physical confines of an enterprise. Conversely, Snowflake offers off-premise data warehousing, or a model which consists of shared resources managed by a third-party vendor with data secured by state-of-the-art encryption. In theory, more and more customers are moving their businesses from on-premises to off-premises, Lip said on CNBC. The San Mateo-based unicorn ticks a lot of boxes that investors are interested in, including superior growth, cloud storage, data analytics, high customer retention, and saving on client money. The only drawback, according to Lip, may be its valuation, but if its growth continues, the valuation may look cheap at current levels, he said. Snowflake trades under the ticker symbol SNOW. The firm sold 28 million shares at $120 each, pricing the stock above its prior range amid strong investor demand. Shares closed 111% higher at 253.93 cents on Wednesday. Snowflake provides the technology that is in high demand at the moment, and I can't see a reason why Snowflake would not be able to keep on delivering that technology. Another thing that I was looking at is this lower profile investor. He made 12 billion on Snowflake. He's a low profile investor, just 12 billion, pocket money. I also found this on CNBC.com. A low-profile investor who bet on Snowflake 8 years ago is up more than $12 billion after IPO pop. Mike Spencer helped create Snowflake and served as CEO and CFO from 2012 to 2014. His firm, Sutter Hill, amassed a stake in the software company that's now worth $12.6 billion. Spicer previously used a similar strategy to incubate Pure Software. 2 months after Facebook's massive IPO in 2012, venture capitalist Mike Spencer was a few miles away from the social networking company, incubating a software startup from his nondescript office near a movie theater in Palo Alto, California. The company he eventually launched, Snowflake, debuted on the New York Stock Exchange on Wednesday and ended the day with a market cap north of $70 billion, delivering Spicer the kind of return reminiscent of Facebook's IPO 8 years ago. Sutter Hill Ventures, where Spicer has served as managing director since 2008, owns 20.3% of Snowflake's outstanding shares, including some that will be distributed to affiliates. Altogether, the firm is sitting on a stake worth about $12.6 billion from its total investment of less than $200 million. Those gains aren't locked in yet. The stock jumped 134% on Wednesday to close at $250.93. But the price could swing wildly in the coming months depending on momentum, company performance, and the broader economy and market, while Spicer is still locked up for at least a few more months. But for now, Sutter Hill's return is even greater than the roughly $7.7 billion Excel had in Facebook stock and proceeds after the IPO, and a historic haul for an early stage firm that rarely gets mentioned alongside Silicon Valley's big names like Sequoia, Benchmark, Greylock, Partners, and Andreessen Horowitz. Spicer 49 tends to avoid the spotlight. He has just a few thousand Twitter followers and rarely posts. His firm has no website, just a landing page with the initials SHV and an address. Nor will you find Spicer blogging with advice on how to scale a business or navigating the tech podcast circuit. He is a very driven individual, but he gets his success vicariously through these companies he helps create, said Scott Dixon, the former CEO of Pure Storage, which Spicer incubated in 2009, of the same office that would later spawn Snowflake. He gives the entrepreneurs who are ultimately doing the work every day the credit for their success. Other executives and investors are getting plenty rich on the Snowflake offering as well. I don't know how somebody can keep a low profile while making $12 billion. From what I see, there is so much potential, but also it does have some risk. So I want to get some. It's not going to be my first position or anything like that, but yes, I want to enjoy some growth as well. My question is, what will you be doing? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. I am curious. Buy now, buy later, stay away. Alright guys, I will be wrapping this up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos coming up on the next screen. I wish you the most healthy, profitable and wonderful day. Snowflake is a data cloud. Snowflake is a cloud-based. Snowflake is a data, the cloud-based. This is insane. Going public just means being. Going public just in it. The share price went up to $120, and as you see on the graph.